Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to Democracy 3. My name, of course, is Potato. We are playing as an independent Scotland. Indeed we are, and we are heading very, very rapidly for something that can only be described as a socialist utopia. Surprisingly, we are actually accomplishing this. Like, I didn't even think that this was going to be possible to eradicate the capitalists without them getting super, super pissed. I mean, they're pretty darn pissed. I mean, let's be fair, right? But they're only 10% of the population, and that is very, very awesome. I still don't understand why capitalists fucking love toll roads so much. I mean, look at this. Look at the size of that bar, 30%. Goodness gracious me. But anyway, let's just take a quick note of the socialist membership. So that's 89.4%, okay? We are going to pop on over to the next turn. What do we want to do? Let's prosecute. Whatever, it doesn't really make that much of a difference. We do have 60 political capital. I know this. In fact, I do. We did end up reestablishing the flat income tax just so that we can actually make money, because we just weren't making money. I mean, yeah, we were falling well short. I can't remember what our large expenditure is. The Climate Adaptation Fund and Rare Earth Metal Mining, both adding a significant amount of cash to our books. But hey ho, whatevs indeed. Let's go to the next turn and see if our socialist percentage increases much from 89%, because I have a funny feeling that it will. Also, it's important to note that we did win an election last time. I mean, we were already pretty much guaranteed to win the election, but you know, hey ho. So it has actually gone up. It's gone up by 1%, give or take, which means that we're less than 10 turns away from becoming a socialist utopia, which is not something I've ever actually managed to do. A retail merger, we're going to block the merger. Yeah, we're going to block the merger because we're socialists. We're socialists. Okay, a market meltdown. Holy cow. Wow, okay. Wow, that actually managed to fairly well increase the number of socialists that we have in the country by like 8%. Holy shit, that's crazy. That is really, really crazy. GDP is going to suffer a little bit. We will probably be running a little bit larger of a budget deficit next turn, but you know what? I'm fine. Capitalists are also going to be unhappy. Well, for the last 2 turns of their existence, I hope they don't manifest themselves into an extremist sort of group. That would, you know, fingers crossed that doesn't happen. Is there anything that we're actually interested in implementing? Because we've got a lot of policy right now. We've got a lot of policy points, a lot of political capital, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't make that much of a difference. I was just looking at technology grants there, seeing if looked like it was worth it. Tourism subsidies? Yeah, you know what? Tourism subsidies. Let's get some tourism subsidies on the go. I mean, if we need to change anything around, we'll just increase the flat income tax. Like, it's fairly standard. It's not that difficult. Boosting foreign relations, diplomatic thingamajigger, diplomatic service. Yeah, we'll get that on. We'll get on board with the diplomatic service. We didn't even fucking need it, did we? We didn't even fucking need it. Our foreign relations are already at a max because of our maximal spending on foreign aid, which I think we probably did to appease the liberals and nothing else, but we've just sort of ended up keeping in there. So it's probably 8 billion that we're spending on that when we probably don't even need to be, in all honesty. But it's nice to do that. It's nice to support, you know, third world countries and whatnot. There is a budget deficit of 12 billion pounds. Well, if I'm not mistaken, we still have quite significant reserves. I'm actually just going to eat that debt. You know, or that deficit. I'm actually going to eat that deficit. So basically, I'm going to let it fall on our reserves because I see no need. I see absolutely no need to spend a whole shit ton of political capital adjusting the flat income tax rate, which is over there. Perfect. Yeah. Yeah. There doesn't really seem to be any need to do that. I mean, I think this is more than enough. I absolutely do. Socialists, how many are we? How many have we got? There we go. That's what I was trying to say. 96.95. Okay, so we just remember 9696, and then next turn we'll be able to check. So the reason that you know the percentage continually increases is because this basic income guarantee has taken such a damn long time to actually become enacted that it's just slowly pushed up the number of people that it sort of gains, which is kind of cool, I guess. But it also, it's an advantage to us because it means that capitalists haven't hated us all at once. It's not been like one turn they hate us 0%, the next turn they hate us 55%, right? It's been a slow progression, which is something that I am more than happy to endorse. I do like it when the capitalists don't get annoyed at me. But going back to policy, is there anything we really want? I mean, there's a whole bunch of tax that you can sort of place on people, but at the same time, it just leads to brain drain. If you tax people too highly. So I'm not really thrilled about that. Adult education subsidies. Education and a little boost of productivity. Let's introduce that. Socialist governments tend to have, a lot of policy, a lot of bureaucracy, that sort of tends to be the case. So I'm okay with this. Public tax returns. Well, I suppose public tax returns wouldn't be the worst idea in the world, but I don't know. This religious institutions tax is just like the worst thing in the world. I mean, we've got pretty much nobody that's actually religious. I mean, yeah, there's pretty much nobody for all intents and purposes. Pretty much nobody. So that's why we don't really need a religious tax. Raising 4 million a year might sound like a lot, but to government it's just pocket change, isn't it? Free school meals. How have we not implemented this policy already? I mean, it's going to increase the membership of parents. So you're telling me people are really going to go out there and make babies just because they're getting some free school meals, or their kids will get free school meals? Well, you know what? That's dedication. It's very impressive. Should we ban private education? Should we ban private healthcare? I've never done this before. You know what? Yeah, let's fucking do it. You know what? Fucking did it. I can't even remember what we did there. Well, when I say that we can't even remember, I know we banned either, I think it was public education rather than private healthcare even. Although we could have banned private healthcare, and that's probably what we're going to ban next turn, because I'm in a banning sort of mood. We're going to keep the ban in place. I feel that that's something that our government would probably do. When I say our government, I mean, the government that we've sort of created for Scotland in the sort of light of the SNP. Try to be as similar as the SNP. Our GDP hasn't really recovered yet. That hurts me. That really does hurt. How is the global economy looking, though? Because the global economy's recovering, but we're just not. That's not great. That's really not great. Anyway, how many capitalists do we have? The membership is slowly decreasing. I really just want to make sure that I can eradicate them. This episode. I'm working on it, though. Oh, darn. A food price crisis. Obesity is down, I guess. GDP is down by 6%. Really? For a food crisis? It's a bit crazy. And poor earnings are down, and poor people don't like us anymore. Fan-fucking-tastic. On the plus side, though, education is actually going up. That is kind of nice. However, we did just ban private schools. Yeah. We perhaps shouldn't have done that. Holy shit, I didn't even realize that we were not funding state schools to the max. Probably should be, to be honest. I mean, it's only going to cost us another 10 grand. And I know 10 grand. What am I talking about? 10 billion. That's a lot of money, right? It's a lot of money, but for governments it's less. And for us especially, right? It's just all relative, because say we need an extra 10 grand. Well, boom, there's 10 grand, and we barely moved it fucking 10 points. So we need to do impressively little to get an impressively large amount of money, because that You know, the flat tax and the income tax, the fact that you can introduce them both together is just so broken. Like, without people absolutely hating you. And, you know, we can introduce a basic level of flat income tax, right? So I'm classifying the basic level as soon as you implement it, you get assigned a level. I can't remember what it was, 45% or 30% or whatever. If we just left it at that level, then we could have the flat income tax in conjunction with the income tax, and we would get pretty much no negative events for it, apart from the fact that people would be a little bit annoyed at us, but that would be it, really. I mean, there's nothing like, you know, a market crash or whatever. There's nothing like brain drain that will develop from it. There's nothing like running out of minerals. There's nothing like a storm or a tornado or whatever. But, you know, I think you get the picture. Anything else that we want to introduce, because we have the opportunity to do so? Art subsidies. That sounds fantastic. Capitalists, not going to like us. Bunch of liberals. Okay, that's cool. Some tourists and some educational-in. Edumacational-in. Yeah, that's what I sort of meant. But yeah, I'm just having a look for anything that sort of fits our bill of, you know, right up our street. Perhaps a junk food tax, but it's just really not worth it, is it? It's just not. Excuse me, I was yawning there. Goodness gracious me. Yeah, no, I don't really know what else we sort of want to go for. Public libraries. Holy cow, do I not have public libraries? Yeah, I'll take public libraries any day of the week, son. That's not what I wanted. Can't believe I'm yawning. Jeez Louise. That wasn't another yawn. That was just a recollection of my previous yawn. Social Justice Foundation. This sounds fantastic. This sounds exactly like the sort of thing that the SNP would campaign on. They talk a lot about social justice and, you know, equality and whatnot. So I absolutely do think that is right up their street. Keep the Country Tidy campaign. Youth Politics Council. Free parenting class. Stamp out Racism Week. Compulsory food labeling. Compulsory foreign language courses. Compulsory school sports. Whole lot of stuff that we could introduce, but we're probably not going to. Youth club subsidies. Yes, let's do that. Crime is going to go down. How awesome is that? That is crazy good. That is very, very great. Okay, let's go to the next turn. I really do want to get this Socialist Utopia achievement. We're running a budget deficit of like 28 billion. It's quite a lot of money. We're going to actually ban the GM crops because in Scotland they recently did, or the SNP government did actually recently ban GM crops coming to Scottish fields near you. Okay, membership is 1.75, which means that socialist membership is growing fairly fucking slowly, but it is growing. It is growing. Hunger strike. Prevent visits, I guess. I mean, who really cares, to be honest? High productivity. Don't mind if I do. I will take that any day. That is really, really great for us. There was some dark days of productivity there, wasn't there? I bet you that probably is perfectly in line with the economy. Perhaps. I don't really know. But it's great to see that our productivity is up anyway. Really, really happy about that. Currency strength, GDP, and wealthy income are all down this turn, so we're only running a $26 billion deficit this billion pound deficit this time. But next time we will be, I guarantee you, running something that is quite a lot higher than 26 billion. There we go, 43.06 billion. That's impressively large, in fact. Cyclones, fuck me, okay, there's nothing that I can really do about this. Well, apart from the fact that the food price is just ridiculously high. Or it will make the food price ridiculously high. Average temperature, it's not really something that we can define. It's defined by the year, and the year is getting fairly late on, and I'm actually impressed that we've managed to stave off cyclones for this long. I mean, the Climate Change Adaptation Fund has helped massively to slow down the advancing cyclones that are going to be our inevitable demise. But hey, Oh, you're unhappy. I don't give a shit. Yeah, well, talk to somebody who cares, because it's not me. It's not me, that's for sure. Yeah, but there's not very much that we can do to stop cyclones. I mean, it affects a whole bunch of stuff, even our GDP, but a little bit, you know? It's mostly just farmers and whatnot, and that's just going to lead to an increased food price. We're just going to see the food price skyrocket from here on out, and that's going to lead to a real food crisis. I mean, it did say that there was a verbal food crisis, but we're going to see an icon for it very, very soon indeed, because there's nothing that we can do about the average temperature, unfortunately. There is stuff that we can do about biofuel subsidies. We can cancel biofuel subsidies. Yes, I guess. Although, it's not even doing anything. It's not even subsidized. We're not even subsidizing them. Like, what the hell? Oh, well. We'll cancel that for now. Why not? And then, you know, another thing that we can't really do anything about is the oil price, because we're trying to change the food price a little bit now. You know, we can't really do anything with the oil price. I mean, it's dictated on supply, and we all know that supply is going to be tragically low, because we're into the last few years of the Earth's existence, where we still cohabit the planet with the luxurious black gold. Yeah, so I think we're gonna probably wrap up this playthrough in the next episode, you know, probably fairly soon. So I need you guys to start leaving comments on what the heck I can actually do for my next series of Democracy 3. Anything that you have that comes to mind, I'm absolutely in favor of that. I mean, I don't know, like a socialist Germany or a capitalist Germany or a, you know, just something like that, but something that's kind of creative and kind of cool, I think would go down very, very well on the channel. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very, very much for watching. My name, of course, has been Democracy 3. That's what I was going to say, but I didn't say it, but I did. Whoa, just knocking my mic there like crazy. No, my name, of course, has been Over the Potato. Thank you very, very much for watching Democracy 3, and hopefully you'll tune in next time to the probable finale. Yeah, see you then. Bye.